George H.W. Bush jumped out of airplanes on Octo birthdays. Some people develop their own presidential libraries without experiencing a prior need to be president. For offspring and extended families, old people write books about their horses, their houses, their dogs, and their cats, published at the kitchen table. Old people projects keep old people young. You're no longer old when you're dead. Mark Twain's Old Person Project was his autobiography, which he dictated with regularity when he was in his 70s. He had a motive that puts it in a category by itself. For the benefit of his daughters, he meant to publish it in parts, as appendices to his existing books, in order to extend the copyrights beyond their original expiration dates and his. The bits about Hannibal and his grammar school teacher, Mrs. Hoare, for example, could be tacked on to the adventures of Tom Sawyer, while untold items from his river pilot years could be appended to Life on the Mississippi. Repeatedly, he tells his reader how a project such as this one should be done, randomly, without structure, in total disregard of consistent theme or chronology. Just jump in anywhere, tell whatever comes to mind from any era. If something distracts your memory and seems more interesting at the moment, interrupt the first story and launch into the new one. The interrupted tale can be finished later. That is what he did, and the result is about as delicious a piece of writing as you are ever going to come upon, and keep on coming upon, as it draws you in for the rest of your life. If ever there was an old man project, this one was the greatest. It is only 735,000 words long. If Mark Twain had stayed with it, he would be alive today. When I was in my prime, I planned to write about a dairy farm in Indiana with 25,000 cows. Now, taking my cue from George Bush, Thornton Wilder, and countless others who stayed hale doing old person projects, I am writing about not writing about the dairy farm with 25,000 cows. Not to mention open doctors, golf course architects who alter existing courses to make them fit for upcoming U.S. Opens and the present game, lengthening holes, moving greens, rethinking bunkers. Robert Trent Jones was the first open doctor, and his son Reese is the most prominent incumbent. Fine idea for a piece, but for me, over time, a hole in zero. So I decided to describe many such saved-up, bypassed, intended pieces of writing as an old man project of my own. After 6 or 7 months, however, I felt a creeping dilemma, and I confided it one day on a bike ride with Joel Achenbach, author of books on science and history, a reporter for the Washington Post, and a student from my writing class in 1982. Doing such a project as this one, I whined, begets a desire to publish what you write, and publication defeats the ongoing project, the purpose of which is to keep the old writer alive by never coming to an end. Joel said, "Just call it Volume 1.